Hey, it's Sideshow. I haven't done an analysis video for Valorant in quite some time, so I thought I'd keep it pretty simple, pretty easy today. I got 3 short executes from the old team PartyParrots, who at one point were the #1 team in Europe, although they weren't dominant, but they were the #1 CIS team. They were winning a bunch of tournaments and placing deep, and they had a really nice strategic style. And these are simple executes that I think you guys would be able to pull off in your ranked games as well, if you have a couple of players that you like playing with, or even just want to communicate to the rest of your team by using microphones. Novel idea. Anyway, this is a team that has Angel and Shao on it, who are now in Fun Plus Phoenix as well. Angel's the shot caller, the IGL for the team, and they're playing against Started From CS here, which has notably Happy in Existence, 2 French IGLs, playing alongside Metelion and Akuma and Bayaz. So let's take a look at what they do. So you can see that SFCS are running a default. They've got people towards short and showers just to take a look. But the main brunt of their attack is happening over here towards B. They have Bayaz over on the side, just monitoring B long. And they have 2 of their players, Metelion and Happy, who are playing the Sova and the Raze, to clear out Hookah and try and attempt a B push. They're also just trying to make space for Happy here to AWP, because he's utilizing the AWP on the Raze from Hookah. So a recon dart comes out early on, and then Metelion is going to drone. Bear in mind that this is late on in the match, so they have a good read for the tendencies of PartyParrots and where they want to hold. So they're going to drone in here, not check all of the corners, because they're pretty sure that these players are going to be hiding on site. And Metelion's drone just goes all the way back towards the back of site, and they spot out Artist, and they also spot out the Cypher, whose name eludes me at this point. What was his name? Whatever, it doesn't matter. So PartyParrots immediately initiate their counter plan. So I'm going to pull up the minimap here and you'll see immediately what the counter plan is. It starts with Shao, who's holding lamps with SSK, and he is going to drone through the teleporter to both buy information and find out how many players are stacked towards B, but also crucially to attach a recon dart over onto Metelion, which is going to allow him to Sova ult more easily. And in order to set up this Sova ult for maximum value, Artist is going to throw out a slow orb as well. This slow orb is perfect. They already know where Metelion is going to be droning from because they saw where the drone originated, and it's a very obvious position. They also know that he's probably got another player with him because people don't tend to drone into Hookah alone. And this slow catches Happy and Metelion. They're now stuck into position. And as the drone comes through the teleporter and tags up Metelion, he gets Sova ulted, and this not only catches Metelion, but it also catches Happy, which is a fairly common thing that might happen when you take a look at, I'll bring up the minimap again, the angle that they're shooting this from, because this is going to catch anybody that's caught in the slow, whether they're playing towards the back of Hookah or whether they're playing towards the entrance of Hookah, and the drone itself also is able to scout sand too. So it's a really high value play that allows for 2 very early picks in the round, and it's great counter utility that a lot of teams don't throw out. Let's skip forward now, because I've tried to make this video a couple of times and my thing keeps breaking whenever it skips to the next clip, so hallelujah, we've managed to avoid it. And this is PartyParrots playing against Fabrican here. Fabrican, who have actually joined up with the PartyParrots to create Fun Plus Phoenix. So Fabrican was a very heavy Sageless kind of team that had Doom Bros, the same coach that now coaches Angel and Shao on Fun Plus Phoenix, along with Zipan and Meadow and Shadow. And both of these teams were pretty experienced playing against each other. They understood their styles. So this is the final round of the first half on Ascent. And they know that Shadow Lols loves to AWP. And Shadow Lols on the breach would almost always be AWPing from Catwalk. And so PartyParrots are going to set up a play which again involves Sova ult here, where they are going to pressure Shadow Lols and push him out of position. And this one's really simple. Again, you'll see a lot of teams go for a similar kind of thing, but I just love the way that this is set up. So you can see on the minimap the positions of all of these players. They have one player, Angel, who is their shot caller, their IGL. Over on this side, they've got Shao, who's going to be Sova ulting, set up towards the top of mid in a safe position where he can't be peeked from anybody pushing A main or anybody pushing from from mid. And crucially as well, note the location of SSK, who is their breach player, who's going to be breach stunning Catwalk. So let's take a look at this as it plays out. Shadow Lols does have the orb, and he is AWPing from Catwalk. Obviously, another common thing that you can do is that wall boost to be able to catch the people on Catwalk, but I like this play as well just to shake it up a little bit. Here, obviously, I had the minimap up for a little too long, but you can see that Shadow Lols is AWPing from Catwalk. I'm going to bring the minimap up here just for a second, though, to say that you can see SSK is setting up for the stun, and Xiao is setting up for the Sova ultimate as well. They are just staring at where they know Shadowlulz is going to be positioned. And you can see it from Shadowlulz's point of view here. He gets stunned, can't react very quickly, obviously, because he's scoped in on his orb, and he gets stunned up, so he can't really avoid the Sova ult. He just about manages to dodge it here, so okay, crisis averted. But it's not quite that simple, because Angel has already put up the smoke in mid, and he's going to smoke tree as well, and they're going to use this Sova ult to essentially just rush down the player on Cat here. They just rush in because they know that Shadowlulz is under a lot of pressure here. He had to dodge a Sova ult. They know he already took one. He's not going to be set up in a good position, so they immediately find that pick, and they're able to swarm into the site and overwhelm Meadow, who's kind of expecting this round to go a lot slower. It was also a forced buy, by the way. Angel's still running a Spectre here. I think there's Cypher as well. Dinksy, who I forgot the name of in the previous map as well, but Dinksy is running the Ghost in this situation. So a retake for Fabrican. They've lost 2 players already, but it's a 3 versus 4, or rather, a 3 versus 5, really, isn't it? If you look back at the beginning here, it was the 3 versus 5. Oh no, 3 versus 4, because Artist did die to Meadow here. So this retake is a 3v4. They've got 2 people going from catwalk, not from catwalk, from balcony rather, and 1 player who has this Omen ultimate. This is Latex. So Zipan goes in, he gets a kill. This is now 3v3. A very doable retake, right, for Fabrican to come in here, especially considering they have a better buy. Dinksy is still sat on a Ghost where he approached from A main. And Latex ults into Wine here. And I love this from Dinksy because he just does not make any noise. He knows that Latex was here. Latex has no information, and Dinksy just assassinates him. Oh, it was a Sheriff, not a Ghost, but he would have got the kill anyway. Gets that, picks up the Phantom. It now becomes very difficult for them to execute this retake. It's the final round of the half, so Angel invests the Brimstone ult as well. In the meantime, Xiao is going on this flank all the way around. So while they have 1 player safe in A main and 1 player safe at playing Electric or Jenny, whatever you want to call it, Xiao takes the flank all the way around the back because he knows that those 2 players are there, and they execute a really nice shutdown of this retake attempt, just with very smart positional play. Beautiful to watch. Beautiful to watch. And all set up by that stun into a Sova ult, something that you could do very easily in your ranked games if you're just coordinating between the 2 of you or shot calling it. It's a super simple play to run. Here's another one. So this is PartyParrots, this time playing against Fish123, who are now called Liquid, running Scream on the Breach here, which is something that they tried for a little while, but Fish123 are normally a very good split team. They're 6-2 up on defense here, you know, all makes sense. And it's a little bit of a forced buy coming out from PartyParrots. Xiao is on the Spectre. But I'll run you through an example of what the PartyParrots do to take A main. This is a very common kind of set play that you'll see from a lot of different teams. Sorry, I'll just turn down the caster there because they're a bit loud. This is a very common kind of set play that you'll see from a lot of teams. And let me bring up the minimap to illustrate what's roughly going to happen here. You'll often see Omens positioned in sewers down here, sending their blinds up, their flash, their blind, their near sight, as somebody, maybe a jet, dashes over and they have a smoke here. And of course what that means is anybody playing this long angle can't see the player who's dashing up a ramp because they've got a smoke in their way. And the players that would be holding a ramp are blinded from the Omen. That's something that G2 loves to do. They'll have Patty Tech play in this kind of position, blind up, Mixwell will take a ramp, and they execute in that kind of way. It's a very common pistol round execute from them as well, especially when Mixwell is able to play the jet with the shorty. So here we see the the PartyParrots version of it, which I think I saw this after G2 had played theirs, so maybe G2 were the first team to come up with an example like this, but PartyParrots were very quick to come up with their own example. Obviously, they're not running a jet, so they can't dash. They're not running an Omen, so they can't blind. But what they do have is SSK sat here, ready to flash. So what we see in this execute is that the Cyber Cage is going to come up on A short. That's a nice little smoke. You'll see that all the time from Cypher players, just being thrown from a kind of spawn kind of position. SSK blinds on a ramp, which accomplishes the same kind of thing as you would have from your Omen anyway. And Angel has put himself in here in order to smoke off this kind of area, so that if anyone is playing all the way from the back with rifles, Shao won't have to contest that on his raise when he's only using the Spectre. Obviously, he doesn't want to take long-range battles. He just wants to catch these ramp players who are playing close unawares. And you'll see as it plays out here that he double jumps up the A ramp, kind of slides up the ramp at the same time as the flash comes out, catches both of them, which is just perfect. What more could you even ask for? Best case scenario, this normally only catches one, but they were going for a bit of a play where Link is AWPing and Eccles was trying to set him up. Or maybe the other way around, actually. I think Eccles was trying to be the primary AWPer at this time in Fish123's history. But yeah, you can see there that the smoke comes down just as they flash in. Shao double jumps up. They find the 2 picks. They're able to upgrade to a Phantom, and they have immediately got control of A. If you take a look at the minimap to see what everybody else does at this point in time as well, Artist, the Sage, moves his way into mid. They have Dinksy and SSK who take forward advanced positions onto A. Now that they know that there's 2 players down, there probably isn't another player holding on A. And even if there is, they'll be able to trade that out. And Angel goes round to eventually go and collect the bomb once he has smoked on screens. So, Artist is ready for a backstab. Angel's going to collect the bomb. It doesn't matter that Angel here is late with the bomb either, because he's already got the site secured by the rest of his team. And though Cryptics and Soulcast and Scream are in heaven, they're not really safe anywhere. Artist is ready to backstab. There's 3 players on site. This retake attempt is very difficult now that they've lost A control. So this is a really beautiful execute from them that is very well defined in terms of what everybody's role is. They have a lurker in mid. They have Angel who's there to provide smokes and then go and collect bomb, while the other 3 players are going to capitalize on the space that Shao sets up for them. It's a really nice set play. I want to wind it back a little bit though and just explain what you can do to try and counter this set play, because that is also really important to consider. Now, in a pistol round execute, I don't have footage of it, but it's a pretty similar kind of thing. If you imagine the G2 version of this execute on pistol round, when they like to run it, where Mixwell dashes up a ramp, they have a smoke from the Cypher that cuts off here, or sometimes they don't even bother investing in that because it's pistol round, you can't die that quickly. And they have PartyTech on Omen blind the A ramp players. Now, the counterplay here that works really well against G2's comp, something that I've seen PartyParrots run in the past before, is that when Mixwell goes for this jump up, he's in this kind of position with a pistol or a shorty, and Shao was positioned right here on the corner, playing with his own shorty in the pistol round. And that is just a hard counter to G2's version of this A-ramp take. Because what it means is, even though he's blinded by the Omen, by PartyTech, who's holding in sewers, or at spawn, he is only nearsighted. And so that doesn't stop him with his shorty being able to post really tight on the corner, anticipate Mixwell going for the jump, and blast him in the face. I've seen that happen before when PartyParrots took on G2. I thought it was wonderful. I didn't make a note of it for whatever reason, but I just wanted to add that in at the end of this as a potential counterplay, which only really works on pistol, right? Because otherwise you can't anticipate when a team is going to make this kind of aggressive play, and you don't want to be sat there with a shorty holding on the A-ramp angle all the time. But it is something to keep in mind against teams like this. And if a team is running this kind of execute on you, you could try and hold pretty passively in A-Heaven, or you could try and hold really tight to the corner and anticipate the flash of the blind coming in. So there you go. There's 3 really nice executes from the now dead, rest in peace, team PartyParrots, but whose players you can catch playing on Fun Plus Phoenix, and hopefully on another CIS team for Dinksy and Artist and SSK as well, because they were very good players as well. Let me know what you thought about this video. I might do some more of these just very short, quick execute kind of videos rather than the lengthy cut downs. I do have a lot of other video ideas to go through. It just takes some time to be able to process and write them all down, and I spend hours upon hours every day watching all of the VOD review content anyway. So yeah, leave a comment below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you around.